Okay, let's clear the decks a little bit. Dope. Labels and pointy things can go over there. And Western shirt. Okay, to all my regulars who have watched the last two videos, I guess you're sick of hearing me say this, but anyway, as short as I possibly can. Did a massive unboxing video, far too long. And the pieces in that video, they deserve their own separate videos. So I chopped it all up into separate parts. This is part 3 about my new favorite denim shirt. Now, in Leonard's own words.
Kinda crazy that it took us so long to release a Western shirt, despite our slogan, jeans for the modern day cowboy. But better late than never, right?
He never listens to me. I told him years ago, like years and years ago, I was like, dude, you need to do a denim jacket. And he finally got to doing a denim jacket. I'm sure I mentioned that he should have done a Western shirt years ago, but he finally listens to me. Dude, listen to me more. Okay, so the Western shirt. I mean, it's a classic amongst menswear, and it's a classic in its own right in terms of denim. I mean, okay, if we're talking about what goes into making a Western shirt, then I think we can reference this image of Steve McQueen, because I think this is like one of the most iconic images of an icon wearing an icon of menswear. Anyway, the details of the shirt. So, I mean, you've got these asymmetrical chest pockets here with the pointed flaps. Then you've got across the yoke at the front, they've got points as well. And then I'm presuming on the back, there's some sort of decorative yoke as well. These are sort of the ingredients, the elements that go into making a Western shirt. And the thing that I like about this version from Benzac, and actually the thing that I like about all of the non-jeans items that he does, so the jackets, the shirting, all of these things, is that he doesn't just go the easy way. I mean, it'd be so easy just to take a classic style, maybe this pointed pocket Western shirt, whatever you call that, and just remake that. Maybe in an interesting denim, so he's got something to say about it. I mean, nobody would say anything about that. Nobody would complain about that. There's a bunch of brands out there that are doing exactly that, and they do very good versions of it. But Benzac go their own way, and they put their own Benzac DNA into it. So if you look here, like the whole branding behind Benzac is based on the sort of this bullhorn that Leonard's got like hanging out in his studio. And on the Japanese line, the arcuates are based on this bullhorn. On the shirting that I showed you, this here, the scout shirt I showed you earlier, there's the embroidery. I presume it's somewhere here as well. But anyway, it's got that sort of flowing shape to it. And he's used that design element for the Benzac version of the Western shirt. So, okay, first of all, you see it up here at the front yokes. Like, shirts don't need front yokes. They don't. This is a purely decorative thing that is quite common on Western shirts. A lot of the times you're going to see sort of a point here. But he's got this nice gentle curve here that goes across both shoulders. And that is reflected across the back yoke here as well. Then again, coming down to the chest pockets, the pocket flaps have got this nice gentle curve going on as well. And instead of having this sort of asymmetrical point, it just nicely flows around here. And coming down to the pockets themselves, instead of having a square or a sort of spade shape, it's got a nice curve to it, something that's distinctly Benzac. It's got to the point now that if you're a denim head and you see this kind of curve in the pocket, you're going to go like, oh, Benzac piece. I think I've got one of his jackets here. Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean, right? Here, it's this pocket curve, there's this curve. This is just like saying that this is a Benzac piece. Oh, God, my studio after a day, especially an unboxing day, just looks like a tornado's gone through it. Today's going to be no better. Anyway, back to the shirt. Okay, so that is the sort of Western detailing. That's what makes this a Western shirt. More detailing. Okay. The denim itself is... I should have looked this up beforehand. Right, there we go. Okay, so is there 8-ounce tinted denim? So that's a very good, very wearable weight of denim for shirting denim. The tinted part comes from the fact that the weft yarns have got a slight tint to them. They're not just pure white, which gives it a really interesting look to it, especially when it's been washed down. With that rinse or that wash that the denim's had, it gets a really, really nice hand to it. It's very, very soft. And then it also brings out all the subtle tones in the denim. This looks really, really nice. Then if you're looking at the stitching, they use a contrast stitching, which is, it's pretty important. I mean, like all the details that go into making a Western shirt, they're pretty special, they're pretty specific, and you don't want to hide those by having a tonal stitch. So you want a contrast stitch that's going to make these pop a little bit. In fact, just looking at the subtlety of these curves, this must have been quite a hard piece to sew together. Whoever put this together really knew what they were doing in a sewing machine. Yeah, you'll see there, or you've heard there and seen there, they use snaps instead of buttons. Interesting little fact aside, Western shirts use snaps over buttons because, okay, you're riding along on a horse, you fall off, your shirt gets caught, you want it to go and come off. And so you can actually fall on the ground and it's not going to drag you along. It's that little bit of everyday practicality that are in these workwear pieces that you don't really think about. The snaps themselves are black with a silver rim to them. They're good, solidly set. I think the black works really, really nicely with the denim. Up here at the collar, you are going to see a button. And again, that is out of pure practical purposes. If you have a snap here, it is very likely that it's just going to pop open all the time. It's done up around your neck. Then when we're up here, we can have a look at the woven label. Once I take the pointy ouchy bit away. The woven label is, I think, 100% cotton. And that explains why it's got kind of a slight blue tint to it. Because this shirt has been washed down, a little bit of that indigo has bled into the woven label. And then again with the graphic language that Benzite manages to achieve with their labeling, it speaks to a different time. Nowadays labels are very utilitarian, I'd say. Like I don't mind that sort of pared down graphic language that it just sort of says what it needs to. But here somebody's given really a good amount of thought into what this should be and what it would what it should invoke. And I really enjoy that. I think it says something about the brand. It says something about the knowledge that the brand has to these pieces. You know, for a jeans brand, are they a jeans brand? No, they're denim developers, so I guess this is denim. Anyway, for a brand that started off making jeans, their shirting offering is getting very, very strong. I mean, I just love a Western shirt. I think it's just such a versatile, useful piece for any man to have in the wardrobe. In fact, since it's still cold, let's layer up. Remember how I said that olive's just such a practical and versatile colorway? I mean, just look at that. You can see that that works super, super well. And I really appreciate the tone that this denim has after that washing. It looks vibrant, it looks alive, it looks amazing. And the fit of the shirt, just like all Benzite shirts, fits extremely, extremely well. Right, that's outfit, 3 for today? There might be a 4th one coming on in a second. And there was. Do you want to see? It's right here.